Hey YouTube, it's basically anime. Today we have the raw scans, the leaks, the spoilers, whatever you want to call it, of My Hero Academia chapter 285, and it's looking pretty sweet. And we're just gonna get into this right after this intro. Remember, if you like anime content like this, My Hero Academia, manga, and anime related content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification so you get notified every time I post. And let's tune in for more. Okay, YouTube, so we have My Hero Academia chapter 285, spoilers, raws, leaks, scans, whatever you want to call it. We have the whole chapter today. It's not just like 5 at a time, 6 of the most important panels. We have the whole raw chapter today, so I'm just going to go straight into this. No hesitation, no delay. First panel, we see Deku, but he's in the hospital clothes he was in the first festival arc, I'm pretty sure. If you guys remember, he was it was after the match with Todoroki, I'm pretty sure. He was injured, his arms, or was it was I wouldn't say, it was either after the muscular, or after the fight with muscular, or after the sports festival. Either way, he's in the hospital looking at his hands. He's just like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep damaging my hands like this. I need to find a different way to use one for all. You know, the process how he went to the Jet Hero, saying how can I control it? How can I balance it out? And that's how he developed full cowling. But right at this moment, he doesn't know how he can stop his arm from getting damaged. He's in hospital clothes. This is very important to the chapter, as we see Deku is getting hurt. I mean, we didn't really think much of it. At first, we're just saying, oh, he's decaying. He's not that strong anymore. His body's like decomposing. We didn't really think that much of My Hero Academia's Deku. As Deku mentioned last chapter, my arm is getting, like, I'm damaging my arm. I can't keep going like this. We didn't really think that much of it, but maybe now we see it's really something. Either way, next panel, we see Deku suspended in the air with Shigaraki still on that black whip leash, and then Shigaraki like releases like a shockwave or air cannon. I'm pretty sure it's air cannon. He releases a massive air cannon, which like releases a massive shockwave, decimating the surrounding area. Deku, who's still holding on with his hand, notices, or we see that his hand is bleeding, or his arm is bleeding. Like, the muscles are already sore. He can't take this much pressure on this, or stress on this hand. We also see Shigaraki, who's still on this black reap, like, takes some damage, not that much damage. Anyway, Deku decides to finish it off, I guess, and tries to pull in Shigaraki for like another attack. Like, he's using, like, I don't know, all these physics stuff. He's trying to pull in like Shigaraki like he did last time for a massive attack, trying to finish him off, and he actually manages to do it. Notice I don't know what they're saying. They have some dialogue, but I don't know what they're saying. You know, it's in Japanese, whatever, Korean. It's raw. He pulls in Shigaraki for another one for all attack and manages to connect, but Shigaraki is still not going down, as Shigaraki actually blocks the attack with his bare hands, and Deku tries to go in for another one, but Shigaraki manages to like move away before Deku can get his senses together. Anyway, we see some dialogue. I'm assuming he's preparing some next battle plan. Again, this translation. Okay, then we see Shigaraki in the next slide panel, whatever. He raises his hand and points it at Deku. We see a panel of Deku like screaming or whatever. We see some dialogue. Don't know what he's saying, but all we know is that when Deku was pulling in that Shigaraki was Black Whip quirk with the Black Whip, he got too close and he did not connect, and we see Shigaraki point his hand straight into Deku's face and starts to release a massive air cannon attack. This attack decimates the area and is detrimental to Deku's status, as he is holding on. Like, think about the physics of it. He is holding on to Shigaraki, who releases attack after attack. He's stretching out his Black Whip quirk. He's stretching out his hand. He is messed up. He is down for the count. I'm guessing we're back to the heroes on the ground. We see Manuel, Bakugo, and Shoto Todoroki, as Manuel says something, and I'm guessing he's saying, oh look, Deku's getting hurt for real. Bakugo then says something afterwards. I'm guessing Bakugo agrees to this, as then we see Shigaraki release like a whole, but not a baton, like a whole legion of air cannons, and just goes shockwave, 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 shockwave. Get off me, Deku. He's seriously going to hurt Deku. Either way, Bakugo starts to point out something, and we see the heroes start to get up. They're about to do some plan of action to help out Deku. Mr. Aizawa is in Rocklock's care. Manual and this other hero still on the ground. I'm assuming that's Dragon Lady, but we see Bakugo, Shoto Todoroki, Endeavor stand up and be like, we gotta help out Deku, as Bakugo says something. I want to see the fan translation because like I'm pretty sure I know what they're saying. Bakugo saying something like, "We gotta help Deku, come on guys," and Todoroki's like, "Let's go." As we see Deku, who's still getting decimated by these shockwaves. I mean, and Shigaraki's just releasing. Like Deku can't take any more of this, or he might die. Okay, in the next panels, we see Rocklock is like, "Wait, we're still doing this," as Bakugo, Endeavor, and Todoroki are holding on to Bakugo as he propels them in the air with his explosion quirk as they head straight for Deku. While Bakugo is propelling all three of them into the air, he flashbacks to something All Might says. Now, I don't know I don't know, like, I'm assuming this is I'm assuming this is like the panels they were talking about last chapter, how they were talking about one for all in the first user, and I'm hoping it is because I actually have a few theories. I'll be releasing them today. Make sure you go check that out. But we see Bakugo like have a flashback, and then we see a flashback of Bakugo straight when he was bullying Deku and starts to like remember all the bad things he done to him. Then he remembers All Might and how he and Deku used to look up to the same hero as a kid. Then he has a flashback to the same All Might scene. Then we see a flashback of him to when he was facing off Deku, when Deku had that horrible costume. The first training arc, you guys remember, they had like simulators or whatever. When Deku, Bakugo and versus Deku and Uraka, something like that. You guys remember it? Either way. He flashes back to all the times him and Deku has interacted and all the times All Might has interacted with him. And we still see Deku who's struggling to hold on as Bakugo zeroes in on Deku. I have to help Deku. Deku's not giving up. Shigaraki releases another shockwave, but not this time. Deku pulls him in closer with the Black Whip, hoping to get another attack as he raises his hand for the final attack. Endeavor speeds up and leaves Bakugo and Todoroki suspended in air and just strangles Shigaraki before Deku can get into the attack. He starts to hold on to him so tight, and then out of nowhere, Deku's like, "My friends, they came to help me," or I'm assuming that's what he said. Endeavor releases attack, so massive. It's like a bomb. I'm telling you, what I am looking at, it's like a bomb. It's like a nuclear bomb. Endeavor is not playing. He pushes himself to the limits of his Hellfire quirk, and Shigaraki is completely just like erased. Not even erased. Shigaraki's still holding on, but it's a massive explosion. We don't know how. Okay, then we out of nowhere, during this massive explosion, we see a portal. I'm assuming this is a portal. We see a portal, and then we see a hand stepping out of the portal. I don't know what's going on here. Either way, Endeavor is still holding on. The attack is fading. The smoke is fading. We see Bakugo and Todoroki. Their faces are shocked. And then we see three tendrils, black tendrils, not like Black Whip, but sharper, like knives, sticking out of Endeavor's back, causing him to release himself from Shigaraki as he falls to the ground with 3 holes in his torso. As we see Shigaraki covered in some kind of black liquid, black metal, whatever, and we see more tendrils around him, and he shoots these tendrils straight at Deku. Notice how somehow, I don't know, this defies gravity. Bakugo and Todoroki are still in the air. Bakugo sees this and it's like, okay, I gotta go help now. He uses the explosion quirk and zooms straight at Deku and starts to have a flashback to all their interactions. As they started off as enemies that Bakugo bullied him, then they started off as rivals, then they started off as friends, and now they're like, Bakugo's like the holder of his secret. Like, they're really good friends. As Bakugo's like, "Deku, I'm sorry I bullied you." And he jumps in front of Deku as the tendrils that was heading for Deku by Shigaraki pierces Bakugo's stomach, back, and shoulder. We're gonna have to wait for like the official chapter to come out, see the extent of his injuries, but it's not looking too good for Bakugo. But I don't think they're gonna kill out Bakugo right away. If somebody like Gran Torino, who's old, note that he's very extremely old and he's really small, was able to survive a decaying hand through the stomach with the K core activated, I think Bakugo can survive. Like, what? It's like 3 holes in his body. It's not nothing fatal. I mean, it wasn't like in his chest or back like Endeavor. It was more like his stomach. They can do surgery on that. If they even do surgery in My Hero Academia, you might get to a healer. Whatever. But these spoilers, we got the whole spoilers. Usually we get like a few panels, but we got the whole spoilers. And later today, the summary is going to probably come out, so we'll have to check that out. Okay, so I was editing this video. I noticed that the summary actually did come out, so I'm just gonna read that for you real quick. Deku has a flashback regarding overusing his quirk and the permanent damage it can cause his arms as the mid-air 1v1 ensues between him and Shigaraki. Deku pummels Shigaraki with Detroit rhyming and St. Louis smash. Shigaraki knows to himself that the damage is exceeding his regeneration and that regardless of him being in an incomplete state, that one for all is a hindrance to my dream. He exclaims this out loud, to which Deku responds, "That's exactly what this quirk is for," and then proceeds to Texas smash him. Shigaraki says, "Is there anything to prevent this a quirk, find it. Manual, this is too crazy." Bakugo says, "No, at this rate, Deku's going to lose." Bakugo then proceeds to talk extensively about Deku, but in short, it says a battle of time is no good for Deku's quirk. In a few minutes, he'll have his quirk taken. Todoroki, are you done with the treatment? Yeah, Todoroki's like, yeah, what are you planning to do? Anyway, Bakugo says, shut up, grab onto me. Endeavor, I'll generate the heat and explosions to fly. In the meantime, Todoroki, you cool down Endeavor to the very last moment. I see. The plan is to finish off Shigaraki with the maximum power / burst. Leave it to me. What? You can't, Rockclaw says, you can't leave kids to do that. Todoroki says, please look after Sensei and the others. Rockclaw says, what am I saying? I had already accepted these kids as true heroes long ago. Endeavor says, get away immediately as soon as you can. I'm about to go boom boom. Oh, that was kind of weird. I don't think he actually said that. This translator probably just added that for fun, whatever. Todoroki says, Midoriya, hang in there. Bakugo enters a flashback of him and All Might talking about One for All. Bakugo thinks to himself as flashbacks of him bullying Deku, the kid flashbacks and, everything, blah, blah, blah. And okay, now we go back to the main thing as Bakugo jumps in front of, Deku as he gets stabbed by like tendrils. That's the summary. If you like this anime content, remember to subscribe to the channel. If you like My Hero Academia content, stay tuned for more of that. So I'll be doing a review on the official chapter tomorrow. Also, I'll be dropping a theory vid, so make sure you go check that out. It'll be a theory video on One for All, and tune in for more.